Hello civil engineers, welcome back to the lecture. So in this lecture, we will try to see how to find the ground floor column quantity. That means, for example, if you remember, we had done up to the backfilling, right? So this was that backfilling part, okay? If this was your plinth beam, we had done the backfilling up to that. Now, once that is done, okay? So yeah, so once that is done, the next is that, yeah, this is how it is, okay? You did up to here. You can see this column reinforcement. We'll be putting up the shuttering and then the concreting will happen, something like this, see? Okay, yeah, see here. Column shuttering you're going to calculate. So this is my ground floor now, okay? So ground floor shuttering quantity, and in the same way, wherever the shuttering has gone, up to there you have to find the concrete quantity. That is a column concrete quantity, right? Agree with me? So this is how it is supposed to be done, okay? So for this, what all things you need? It's very simple. You need the breadth of the column, you need the depth of the column, and you need the height of the column. If you get all the three quantities, you'll get concrete quantity, and the perimeter into the depth or the height will give you the shuttering quantity, right? This much is clear? Fine. So now we'll try to see that how it has to be done. Okay, something like this. This I need to find out. This concrete quantity I need to find. This much I'll find from the top of the plinth beam to the this height I'm going to find. Okay, till this height I'm going to find it. We'll see how it has to be done. So for that I have to go back to my drawing. Okay, so here all the columns has been given, right? You can see C2 column, C3, C6, C7, all the columns has been given. So what I have done is I've gone back to the Excel sheet. So if you remember, I had taken this particular column initially, right? In the ground floor level, when we started from the foundation, that is a neck column, we had taken the name, right? C1 column on F1 footing, C8, C12, C25 column. All this thing, the same thing I have copied again, okay? I copied the same thing and I pasted it here. Okay, you're getting my point? I copied the same thing, I pasted it here. Only the thing is, you remove this footing, F1 footing, F2 footing, no? Like, see, you copy the same thing and later you remove this. That's it. C1 column is enough, okay? C, yeah, C1, not C1 column, I'll tell you. This is enough. Remove this part, C1 column, okay? So let the size be there, so it is easy. So C1 column, the size is 200 by 350. You see here, I've done the same thing. C1 column, 230 by 350. You have to do it, okay? It's very simple. What you're supposed to do, copy everything from here, Control C, come to the next Excel sheet. See, you know how to create Excel sheet, no? How do? Is you have a plus symbol here, new sheet. Click on that, a new sheet will be open, okay? And if you want this sheet to be next to this particular sheet, you just click on this sheet, drag your sheet and place it here. So the sheet will come here. So you can just see this sheet and this sheet. Okay, done. So you paste it here and then you take out that footing part. Okay, like I did it here. Where it is done. Okay. Yeah, up to here. Okay, that's it. Simple. So once this is done, next what you're supposed to do, we'll try to find the shuttering quantity for this. Before that, you need to understand few things. Okay, so whatever columns I've written here, no, the same thing you can copy. The same thing you can copy and you can paste it. Okay, you can paste it here. No problem in that. Otherwise, you have to go back to the drawing again and you need to check. See, actually what happens, I'll tell you. In this project, all the columns will not go to the top floor. I'll show you the plan. See that this is my plinth beam plan. Okay, this is a plinth beam plan. You can see everywhere the column is there. Okay, see this column, this column, this column, everywhere the column is there. Okay, good. In the same way, I'll come to the first floor now. So again, you come in the first floor again, wherever the columns were there, no, the same column is here. Wherever the columns was here, the same column is here. There is no change in the column. Okay, the column position hasn't changed. Also, when you come to the second floor, that is a roof floor. Here also same columns are there. You can see column, this column, this column. Everywhere the column remains the same. That means whatever column is starting from your ground floor, it will go to the first floor, second floor, and to the roof floor. But when you come to the last portion, that is a mumpty level, it's called as top of roof floor, or you can call it as a mumpty level. That means wherever your staircase and all is going, no, over that one more portion will come. I'll tell you, I'll explain you from here. Okay, from here also it's not practically possible. I'll show you one more image after this. Okay, yeah. So here you see, not all the columns have come, isn't it? Only this column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Some columns have come. Whereas you see here, in this floor, all the columns have come. But here and all, you don't have columns. In that case, you need to calculate this separately. Okay, that is why what I have done, I'll calculate individually. Ground floor column I'll take individually. First floor I'll take individually. Second floor and the roof floor I'll take individually. Okay, so that is why I've written here residential project. It's a ground floor layout. Okay, for the ground floor column shuttering I'll do. And now you need the height, isn't it? So how we are going to find the height of the column? So for that, we have something called a section. So here, these people have given a section. See here, right now we are standing here. We are in the ground floor. We are at the top of the plinth beam. Okay. Now, from the top of your plinth beam to the top of your first floor, this is your top of your first floor, right? To the top of, from the top of your ground floor to the top of your first floor, what is the height? In drawing, you directly get it. If you don't have it, if you have an AutoCAD file, click on the dimension option, select this ground floor. Okay, click here, and then take it to the top of the first floor here, and see what is the value you're getting. 3300 that means 3.3 meter. That means your floor to floor height from the ground floor to the first floor top, the height is 3.3 meter. Okay, so practically how it looks, this is that portion. So this is that portion from the top of the plinth beam to the top. Okay, this portion, top of the slab. Okay, this is a column only. So this is 3.3 meter. So what I'll do, I'll take the complete height. Okay, I'll take the complete height. So actually you should not take the complete height. Like I mentioned in one of my earlier course, whenever you do column concreting or column calculation, usually, the common practice, like I always mention, you'll cast the column till the bottom of the beam. You can see this is your beam. Only up to here I'm going to cast my column first, and then I'm going to put my beam bottom. Then this beam will be casted. Okay, along with the beam, your slab will be also casted. And finally, whatever portion you had missed, no, this final portion, this portion I'm telling, I'll show you in a different color. This portion what you have, no, from here we calculated, but again my column will actually go from here to here. This height will come along with your beam and the slab concreting. Okay, but in order to avoid the confusion, because many students had doubt, why you are not taking the complete height. So this time I'll take the complete height, and not a problem with that. Okay, so I'll tell you the actual practice here. From here, see, yeah, from here you'll get an idea what I'm trying to tell. Yeah, you see here. Okay, you can see this column which has been casted. The column has been casted up to this level. So this is not the actual height of your column. The column should have been cast up to this height. This is your floor height. So from here to here, it will be 3.3 meter. But in the execution, how you do know? In the execution, real execution, you see here, your column will be casted till the beam bottom. Okay, this is your column height. So this is your beam bottom. You put a beam bottom. Okay. So all your column will be casted till the beam bottom. And then this is your slab centering. And finally, you do a slab, you do a beam shuttering. And this is your final height. Your concrete will come up to this level. This is the actual height of your column. But in calculation, what we'll do, in calculation, I'll take complete height. In calculation, I'll say from the top of my plinth beam to the top of my slab concrete, this is my floor to floor height, which is 3.3 meter. I'll take 3.3 meter. Okay, not an issue. You can do in that way. If you don't want to do in that way, then what you need to do, you need to do a lot of calculation. That means I need to take my column height till the beam bottom. If I want to take till the beam bottom, I need to check which beam is coming and what is the depth of that beam. For example, let us say this particular beam, what is coming, the depth of the beam is 450. So then what I'll do, floor to floor height is 3.3 minus the beam depth is 450, that is 0.45. So you do this calculation and tell me how much you're getting height. So 3.3 minus 0.45. So it is 2.85 meters. So this is actually height of casting on the site. Okay. And how much you're falling short? That is 3.3 is actually height, minus we casted up to 2.85. So 3.3 minus 2.85. So we are falling short by 0.45. So this short, whatever we are falling, that itself is a beam depth, right? Because beam depth you took 0.45. So at the time of beam casting and at the time of slab casting, this 0.4 meter, 450 mm will be casted at the time of beam and slab. So in order to avoid the confusion, I'll take complete floor to floor, right? It is easy for you also and easy for me also. Okay. Otherwise, you can take up to the beam bottom, not an issue. But since many students have confusion in that, I'll take up to the floor to floor, right? Everything is clear. So from where you get it from here. See, floor to floor height I've taken. Okay. Ground floor to first floor, the height is 3300 mm, which is 3.3 meter. Okay. Done. So it's very simple now. I'll come here. See, I've written the depth as 3.3 meter and I've dragged it everywhere. Okay. This much you have to do. Now, since I'm finding the column shuttering is in square meter. So I've written square meter. This number also you copy from here. This number, whatever I've written, 1, 3, 4 and all. I had written it here earlier. Here, 1, 3, 4. The same number I've copied and written it here. Okay. This is how we are supposed to do. Now, this is perimeter. Since you're finding the shuttering quantity, this will be your perimeter. So perimeter, 2 into length plus breadth. So 0.2 plus 0.35 plus 0.2 plus 0.35 you're supposed to do. I've done the same thing. 0.2 plus 0.35, 0.2 plus 0.35. Very simple. Do the perimeter, okay? And do it for all the columns. And finally, I've got the perimeter. I have a depth. I'll multiply the perimeter by the depth. I'll get the quantity in the square meter. And now for the total quantity of 1 multiply by number of members. So I'll get the total quantity. So total ground floor column shuttering quantity is 40.19 square meter. Done. Very simple. So once you're done with this, next we'll find the concrete quantity for this, right? Wherever shuttering is done, concrete I need to put. Again, very simple. Whatever you have written from here, no, same thing you can copy. Same thing you say Control C and bring it here and write Control V. So since it's a concrete quantity, this you have to change to cubic meter later. Okay, when you're copying, square meter will come. Then keep here and drag it in this way. Everywhere cubic meter will come. Now it's a column. Again, this also you copy the same thing because your depth also remains the same. So depth is not shown, no. So I'll freeze it. How do you freeze that? Click on this part. Go to the view option. Go to the view option. Go to the freeze space and say freeze space. Now this will, you can see this. Okay, fine. Now this also I'll copy. The depth part I'll say Control C because wherever the shuttering will happen, there only concreting will happen. Again say Control V. Done. Now come to this part, length and width. So column dimension is known. So I'm finding the concrete quantity. I need the length, I need the breadth of the column, I need the height of the column. So breadth is given here 200. So 0.2 depth, again depth means the length part 350 mm, which is 0.35. Depth is known, quantity 0.2 into 0.35 into 3.3 will give me the concrete quantity of one column. How many columns are there? So total quantity will be 0.23 into 1. So 0.23. Then you have to just drag it in this way so that you get a complete answer. Drag it, you do it for 1, then you drag it, you'll get the answer. So finally, the total ground floor column concrete quantity is 5.81 cubic meter. That's it. So if I want to do the column of how many columns were there actually, there were some 24 columns, right? So there were 24 columns. So if I want to do the 24 columns up to the ground floor, okay, I mean from ground floor to the first floor, I require 5.81 cubic meter of the concreting. Okay, see, I'll tell you one more method. In this, you can even multiply this by 3 also because ground floor, first floor, second floor, and the top floor, let us say, you can multiply this by 3 also, but we'll not do it because in the abstract sheet later I'll do the this thing quantity floor wise, like ground floor how much quantity we required, first floor how much, second floor how much. That is why individually for each floor I'll do it separately. Otherwise, if you are in a hurry, what you can do, you just multiply this answer by 3 because this is for the ground floor. First floor will come, second floor will come, third floor will come. So 3 floor, if all the columns are going to the third floor, you just multiply this by 3. Sometimes what happens in the plan, sometimes like I mentioned, all your columns will not go to the third floor. Like for example, see here, this is your plan. Okay, all the columns are, this is your ground floor, this is your first floor, this is your first floor. Okay, I'll take one example. For example, let us consider this is my one column, that is C28 column. This will go from ground floor to first floor. Then again first floor to second floor, again my C28 column will go. Again from second floor to third floor, again the column is shown, this also will go. But when it comes to the top floor, no, this floor, you see, there is no column. So in that case, what I need to do, I need to stop my column height only up to second floor. So in order to avoid the confusion, I'll go floor wise. So it is very easy. Okay. If you want to do in one single sheet, you can do it, provided you should take care till what height your columns are going. Okay. So otherwise you can do one more thing also. You can just multiply this by 2. Like for example, see, I don't know how many of you are able to understand. So ground floor we did, ground floor to first floor we did. This is my first floor. From first floor to second floor also I'll get the quantity. And this is my second floor to third floor. So I'll multiply this by 3 then. If I multiply this by 3, I'll get the concrete quantity till the top floor. Okay. And all my columns are going up to the top floor. But only the final part, this, the multi-level part. Here only few columns are going, no? This, you see, again columns are there, but not other columns are there. You do a separate Excel sheet for this terrace portion or multi-level, and then you can add all the concrete quantity. That also you can do. You can multiply the answer here into 3. That will give you the concrete quantity up to all the 3 floor. And that multi-level, you create a separate Excel sheet. and whichever columns are going here, only those column name you write, and you can find the quantity of that. That also you can do. Okay, so it's all up to you how you are supposed to do, but I'll take it in a floor wise so that it's easy for us to understand. Okay, done. So shuttering quantity I have found, and then I have found the concrete quantity also. Done. So once these things are done, next we are supposed to find the ground floor, or the ground floor roof, or yeah, ground floor roof, beam bottom, beam outside shuttering, inside shuttering, and the slab centering, slab concreting, and the beam concreting I'm supposed to find. So if I do this, entire ground floor, roof, everything will be covered. Okay. So in the next lecture, we'll take the concrete part, the shuttering part and all, and we'll try to understand. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.